Greetings, my healers, this is Nick Entel, and welcome back to Pokemon Academy Live Forever. It's Saturday evening, so we have some free time right now. You know, for the rest of this time and on Sunday, I feel like getting some Foreveralls. We need some more anyway. So, but first, I'd like to talk business with Gardenia. Talk business. Hey, you're looking good. Ready to talk business? And sell items. Sure, I'll buy something off of you. What are you selling? Well, I don't have any grass types, so I don't need all these miracle seeds. Not a lot on demand for that item. Best I can do is 500 Pokédollars. Sell half for now. Pleasure doing business with ya. And look at that, our money went up. And we don't need all these sharp beaks. Not a lot of demand for that item. Best I can do is 500 Pokédollars. I'm going to sell half as well. Pleasure doing business with ya. And let's see, maybe some more. That's sell half. Pleasure doing business with ya. And maybe I'm going to, boo. Yeah, you're a real boo, aren't you? Maybe manage investments. Your total investments come out to 2,300 Pokédollars. For an increase of your basic investment, I'll take anything north of 1,230 Pokédollars. Oh, and the stores say they'll be stocking some new materials when your investment has returned about 70 Pokédollars more. 70 more Pokédollars. At your current rate of 115 Pokédollars per day, you'll make that by the next school day. Hey, you can always speed that up by increasing your investment. What do you say? Increase investment. Nice, how much? Okay, I'm thinking 1,300 for now. You invested 1,300 Pokédollars. Your total investment is now 3,600 Pokédollars. Pleasure doing business with you. You're welcome. Let's see, I have many characters to rank up with. Tia's at level 4 and some of them are at level 3. And so far the requirements are, to get Foreveralls are if you're at a relationship level with a character that's 3 or 5. So, Blue doesn't have a second scene yet, even though I'm at level 5. Maybe in the next update that'll happen. And Tia's at level 4, but I need some Ice Everalls, so I'm thinking of ranking up with Dawn for now. Oh yeah, I need to find her. So I can rank up with Silver, Skyla, Janine, Jasmine, and Dawn to get Foreveralls right now. And the next day Whitney will be ready. And I'm deciding which ones to rank up with, so let's go find Dawn, shall we? Rank up, find Dawn. You wanna find Dawn? Oh, look at that, she's smiling. Yes, go looking for Dawn. Let's get those Foreveralls. Okay, there's Dawn. Despite how crazy strong she is, she handles pressure about as well as a frozen over pond, so I should do my best to not startle her. Hi. Red! I didn't see you there! Nice going, Red, you startled her. Well, I tried. You looked like you were pretty deep in your thoughts. Penny for one of them? Oh, just, thinking about Pokemon. You know, same as always. Really? That's so cool, so was I! Wait, you couldn't tell I was lying there? Why would you lie? You're my friend. We're friends? I'm sorry, this is all moving way too fast. I need to go. Yeah, we're technically rivals now because we had a Pokemon battle in the fields. Maybe you should, call out to her? Wait, Dawn, please. I'm just trying to talk with you. I can slow things down. And she's not coming back. Come on, let's talk, Dawn. Just talk. It doesn't have to be about Pokemon. I mean, I'm dying to find out what's the whole deal with your Mega Altaria, and the fact you fought Cynthia? But, I mean, from our battle in the Quarter Clash's 3rd round, it's pretty clear that might not be an easy topic. Though I'm pretty bad at talking about anything that isn't about Pokemon, fair warning. You and everyone else. Mind if I ask the obvious question? No. How come you don't like Pokemon? I don't know. I don't dislike them, and the ones I have, I love. They're my best friends. I sense a large butt approaching. Yeah, but everything that makes other people excited about them, I just don't get. Contests are fine, battles are fine. But none of that feels like it from me. None of that's what I want to do with my life. You're here in Kobukan, though? Yeah, my mother, Johanna, is a pretty famous contestar in Sinnoh. She doesn't like what I spend my free time doing. She was hoping that Kobukan might change my mind about Pokemon. What do you spend your free time doing? Whoa, hey, you don't have to tell me. I mean, if it's embarrassing or something. I don't know. I kinda want to tell someone, but right now nobody at Kobukan knows except Instructor Melanie. Well, I'll be here if you decide you want to tell me later. Alright. Thank you. It's, alright, I guess, if you want to call yourself my friend. I mean, I wouldn't, because I can't. I mean, you can't be your own friend. Well, maybe you can, but I can't. Oh god, I'm rambling! The point is we're friends now, for real, two-way street. Really? Yeah, it's probably just because of your power, but I trust you. Well, maybe not entirely because of your power. I really appreciate what you did for me in the quarter clashes. I can't stop thinking about that battle. So you're my trusted friend. It doesn't happen that fast. Your heart shifts if you... Wait! I want to show you what I do in my free time. I changed my mind, which is why I want to show you now. Please? Hey, you can show me anything. Okay, now, how do I take you there without you knowing how to get back there? Do I have a blindfold or anything? I could just wear my cap really low so it covers my eyes. Ah, look at that, no eyes. Stop making fun of me! Sorry, but you already said Instructor Melanie knows about this, so I figure that it's her classroom, right? Oh, yes. Good going, Dawn. Alright, let's go. We're going to Instructor Melanie's class. There it is, all the sparkles and the blue mist. Brr, I'll never get used to how cold Instructor Melanie keeps her classroom. It's like the top of a mountain. Top of Mount Silver, maybe. No, maybe not that cold. Hey, how come you're not cold? Well, I grew up in Snowpoint City, in Sinnoh. I'm not familiar, but I think the name tells me everything I need to know. Still, you're showing quite a bit of leg for someone stepping into a freezer. Exactly, Red, and lots of arm. Dawn goes to the back of the classroom and unlocks a door. A moment later, she begins wheeling something out on a cart, with visible effort. And we learn that she's a sculptor, of course. Holy shit! You stare at a massive ice sculpture, an almost perfect replica of a Mega Altaria. That's insane! It looks exactly like your Altaria. How long did that take? About 9 days. I'm kinda proud of it. Some of the details are a bit off, and I don't like the lack of definition between the Altaria's tail and wing feathers. Also, her claws totally have the wrong texture. Her beak looks more like a Staraptor's. Wait, didn't you just confirm that your Altaria is male in the save file? Yeah, he was. It's pretty much just a bad copy of Digilato's work from the 1700s, and I had to make the tail way thicker to work as a base, so... It's beautiful! What? Really? I don't know art, but that's it. Right there. You should be very proud, and that should be very public, like display in the gardens or something. It'll melt in the gardens. It'd melt. Exactly. Oh yeah, what do you do with a sculpture after you finish it? Back home, I just put it outside. I guess here at Kobukan, I'll just put it in Instructor Melanie's storage closet forever. Well, maybe we'll think of something better to do with it later. So what's next? Well, I still need to study feather textures more, but, I was kind of thinking about doing something with food, but... What are you doing? Huh? What do you mean? That thing with your hat. What are you doing with your hat? Oh, just lowering it. Your statue is so bright it's kinda glaring in my eyes. If I lower my hat, I can... Don't move! Huh? Yes, that's great. Now keep your arm just like that. Twist your head a bit to the side. Okay? Not quite. What was it you said before? That this room was like the top of a mountain? No, you need to be higher. Can you get on top of that desk for me? Just, like, climb up? Sure. Yes, almost there. The trainer's standing on top of the mountain, hat lowered, unfazed by the freezing winds. Actually, I'm very fazed. What do you say to that? You need to get permission from Red first on. I got it! Yes, perfect! Is perfect! Yeah, 3 ellipses, silence. Great. I kinda feel ridiculous though, and cold. Don't! You look so inspiring! Yeah, you'll be my next piece! With your permission? If you look at me like that, I can't say no to you. Besides, I've always wanted to be an artist muscle. Well, at least Red is okay with it. Muscle? Yeah, isn't that what you call someone who inspires an artist? You're thinking of a muse, Red. Oh. Can I get down now? My arm's cramping. Not yet? My muse? Your heart shifts as you feel your relationship with Dawn evolve from classmate to muse. Hanging out with Dawn will now convey an amount of EXP to Fairy, Ice, and Dragon Pokemon in your party. This amount will grow the more points you have with Dawn. What? Lightning started coughing. Something's coming out! Your bond with Dawn earned you the Swablu Everall, Ninetales Diverall, and Cryogonal Foreverall. Great, a Ninetales Diverall. Yellow is overjoyed. You're welcome, Yellow. Just don't steal Blue away from Red, okay? Bitch. Enough time passes, and you're unsure what... Let me see. Wait a minute. Look at that. My bond with Yellow is going up. Enough time passes, and you're unsure what there is left to do. Bereft of other ideas, you decide to head back to your dorm, when an announcement over the loudspeaker cuts through the mild fog of confusion you've been stumbling through. Ho ho ho! The Great will request the presence of Sabrina Natsume, Bianca Von Gol, and Red Rose in the Psychic Elective classroom. At this time of the evening? Yes, at this time of the evening. Chop chop now. Okay. Okay, it's really important that you do these rescue missions during this week. You'll find out why. Ah, the man of the hour. I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure what the occasion is. Ah, modest to a fault. No, I'm just genuinely lost here. Pish and Tosh, you rescued all 3 of us this week, young Red Rose, and that's not a favor we Espers shall soon forget. Now, Sabrina has told me that you are having a few, monetary concerns in regard to Kobukan. Look, you can see Sabrina's eyes had shifted down and then to her right. I'm sorry. He asked if I knew of any problems he could help with. It's cool. In any case, for your help in rescuing us, I wanted to make you aware of an opportunity. There's a certain scholarship that I have the honor of being able to hand out every year. The Mind Scholarship for Promising Psychic Students, even though, Red isn't a psychic student. Typically, it's given to Espers. Indeed, I fully intended to give it to dear Bree here, but we talked it over, and it seems that you may need a good amount more than her. Wait, Instructor Will, are you saying... You may not be a frequent student of mine, but you saved us from that awful, smelly, rotting forest, and that's enough for me. Thank you, Instructor Will, even though... Never mind. You'll find out. You earned the Mind Scholarship You earned the Mind Scholarship for Promising Psychic Students. Oh my god, thank you, Professor! Thank you so much! That means a tremendous amount to me. Yes, that will pay a whole 1/8 of your tuition. Yeah, it's only an 1/8, but at least it helps a little. What? Oh? What's that face about? You didn't think the scholarship would pay your entire tuition, did you? I entertained the thought. No, I'm afraid the adventure's not over quite yet. Are you breaking the fourth wall, Will? Okay, well still, that's really helpful. Thank you, Instructor Will. Oh, and Sabrina's blushing, look at that. Of course, now, I believe Sabrina wanted to say something, didn't you, Bree? You saved me, and the instructor, and I think, maybe, I was a bit harsh before, when I told you to stay away. High-stress situation, I get it. I want to say thank you properly. Her blush is getting darker. So, thank... Whoa, look at that. It intensified. Come now, Bree, there's nothing embarrassing about this. Thank you. That's a very nice photograph of Rose. Drawing of Sabrina. Look how grateful she is. At least she's smiling. Thank you, Red. You're welcome, Sabrina. Honestly, I was memorized by that drawing. This screenshot. And maybe, you know, if Will says that the adventure isn't over yet, maybe Red could have more opportunities to get scholarships, maybe? I don't know, we'll find out. And Blue is talking Blue is talking at this time of night. Alright, I give up. That doesn't seem like you. Put a shirt on, Red. Can it? You know what I'm talking about. Well, I don't. Share with the class? You're oh my god, you're imitating Instructor Claire, aren't you? Yeah, what's happening? This was a private conversation that your other roommates can hear. It's not so private if you ask me. It's not private when you're yelling through the walls, honey. Exactly, Leaf. I'm pretty tired from today, so do you mind if we... I spent all morning getting dragged around by Leaf, and then it turns out the person we were looking for was back at school. I've got so much adrenaline that was just wasted. Like, I'm glad you're alright, but I'm not going to bed until, like, tomorrow. It already is tomorrow, though. Would everyone just shut up? I'm trying to talk to Red! Blue, did you just tell me to shut up? No. I mean, not you specifically. It was more of a general purpose stop talking, not directed at anyone in particular. I'm pretty sure you told everyone except Red to shut up. Don't deny it, Blue. You keep your ears open, but Blue's voice trails off, and the conversation seems to end for the night. Seriously, what would Blue even think if he walked in on Red shirtless like that? Flannery has calmed and is no longer joyful, that's fine. It's morning. And look at that, Yellow changed her hairstyle and Leaf doesn't have her hat on. Morning, guys! Morning! Good morning. Sleep well? Alright, though I had a weird dream, though. I thought I had a weird dream, though. Yes, I did too, I think. Got any coffee left? Sorry, I just finished it. Okay, but I can see the pot is still like a third full. I just finished it! Dude, she drinks it straight from the pot. I've ordered a carafe, but until then, I'd be careful about where you pour that. It's not my fault. I can't be trusted around breakable things before I have my coffee, and the coffee mugs are all super breakable. It's just safer. That's something I wish I didn't know about you. Moving on. Yellow, what was Blue talking about last night? Actually, is he here? He went out to the battle hall. I'm not quite sure what he wanted to talk about last night. He was acting a bit strange ever since our picnic, actually. Yeah, he'd better have acted strange. Does he remember too? Love the new hair, by the way. Oh, thank you. I think I lost my hat yesterday at some point. Want to go to the city to get a new one? No, thank you. My hat was woven by my Uncle Wilton. He makes them himself to protect himself from the sun while fishing, so he has a lot of spares. I think I'll just ask him for another. Aw, that is the sweetest thing. I didn't know your hat had a story behind it. Yep, made from dry straw grown right in Viridian Forest. Hey, so don't you two have plans? Leaf and I? Nah, Red and Lamina. It's... Oh my god, Ethan, stop pretending to forget names. That's a new one. But yeah, actually, you're right. Thing is, though... the place I made a reservation at... we totally missed that. And it'll take a while for me to get a new reservation, so... I get it. Mind if we take a rain check? Of course not, but if you keep putting this off, I'm going to think you actually don't want to hang out. Ha, what? No, I do. I definitely do. I just, things. I'm going. Bye. Don't forget your hat. Red does not look amused. Ha, women, am I right? I know, Ethan, I know. I'm sorry, could you elaborate on that statement? He means that women can be a pain in the ass sometimes. Probably, but I choose not to. Wise choice. See you guys, stay alive, Ethan. Stay alive! What a thing to tell your roommate. Huh, and look at his face, look at his reaction. Oh, here's Janine and Eri as well. Man, look how busty Eri is. Ah, it's the trainers from the meetings on Friday, yes? Trainer and meeting. You don't need to pluralize, remember, but yes, this is Red. Hi, you two. Eri, your Japanese has already improved massively. They're speaking English, Red. Why, of thanks. The practice every day. Mind, body, and Pokemon together, yes? You got it. What's up with the uniforms on the weekend? We're meeting a pretty important guest. Should be here in a couple hours. What about you? Anything we can do for you? I was just looking for Blue. Guess he's not here, though? Yeah, not here. Came in a bit earlier, but left when he saw us. That's weird. Normally he likes an audience when he battles. Yeah, who knows? Maybe he's practicing a new technique. Maybe. Guess I'll catch up with him tonight. Good luck. Okay, if you check the battle hall, you'll see that Blue is nowhere in sight. Seriously, you need to draw a chibi model for Raihan, poor guy. So there are a few people I have in mind to rank up with. I'd like some more Everalls. Let's see. Let's rank up with Silver, shall we? You want to find Silver? Yes, go looking for Silver. Hey. You here to talk to the boss? Sure am. Mind letting him know I'm here? You've come back to the city to talk with Silver, carefully retracing your steps until you find your way to the abandoned house that Silver lives in. The hell do you want? To talk? Right. Sorry. Force of habit. And of course it plays that sad Pokemon Mystery Dungeon music again. Seriously, the first time I ranked up with Silver in a separate save file, it broke my heart when this music was playing during his rank up scene. Well, what do you want to talk about? I want to talk about you. There's nothing to say. If it's about the mind power stuff, whatever. I'm obviously outnumbered when it comes to not trusting you. Anyway, my position in the disciplinary committee lets me make sure you don't get too powerful. Remember, if I see you trying to start your own little gang, there's a Crobat with your name on it. Your Crobat, isn't it? Noted. Terrifying. But that wasn't what I wanted to talk about at all. Yeah? What then? Silver, you live in the city, in a rundown shack, hiding from the cops, with 20 older guys who all treat you like you're their boss. Yeah. Can you honestly tell me there's no story there? If you say that, I'll believe you, but I don't think you're going to say that. Fine, there's a story, but I'm not telling it. Why not? Well, aren't you all goddamn nosy all of a sudden? That's kind of hurtful. Sorry. Silver, I just want to get to know you. In a stadium of hundreds of people, you were the only person who stood up to help me when Lance was being a dick. I want to know why. Why you helped me. What gave you the motivation to? I want to know who helped me. Who the Silver that stood up and acted as my shield was. Is. He's smiling. Well, don't you think you're important? Huh? I wasn't doing it for you. Powers aside, you're nice enough, and you'd probably deserve it if I did do it for you. But I was doing it for your Pikachu. My entire life, I've heard weak men blame others for their incompetence. People who just can't take any goddamn responsibility for their own failure. I'm better now, but the life I lived before, when I lived with my dad. Some mistakes you can't roll back. That's true. But I can dream, and work as hard as I can to bury my past in the new one. In the new me. And I don't want others making the same mistakes I have, so when I see or hear a trainer blame a Pokemon for their failure, I need to let them know that what they're doing wrong. This is not like the Silver from the canon games. Wait, you were trying to help Lance? I think we've established at this point that I'm not exactly the picture of eloquence. Yes, I was trying to help the bastard. You might want to work on your communication skills. If that's really all you came here to tell me, you can piss off back to the campus now. Come on, Silver, work with me here. You're a patient guy. Yeah, his patience is all the way up to 10 or 11 or something. One of my many positive qualities. How can I work with you then? I already agreed to help you get elected, and we all know how well that worked. Not sure what else we can do for each other. What you did to help me out that day? I mean, it was kinda crazy. It probably would have worked if Charon hadn't, you know. Where'd you come up with that? Staging an attack on the school? I've talked enough. Tell me more about yourself. Sure, so I'm from a little town called Palatown in southwest Kanto. My Pikachu here is called Lightning, and he was my first friend. I lived with my mom my whole life. My father wasn't in the picture. He left when I was very young. Meaning he died, Red! We were pretty poor. Not 'cause he left, even before that. What kind of place was Palatown? Small. Peaceful, though. The people were kind, the grass was green, and the ocean was just south of us, and everyone knew everyone. The one bad thing was, well, everyone knew everyone. It would be pretty much impossible to get a fresh start there. Anything you do sticks with you until you move away. I get that. I grew up in Kanto as well, actually, in Celadon. So we learned that Silver is not Johtonian, he's Cantonian. Really? Huh. I would have thought Celadon would be big enough to find a new start wherever you turn. Really? Huh. I would have thought Celadon would be big enough to find a new start wherever you turned. Not when you never leave your house. I probably got fresh air 3 times for the first 12 years of my life. And one of those times was when we were evacuating the building. Alarms flashing, cops pulling up. Heh. Jeez, sounds intense. Was there a fire? Something like that. So, your Pokemon have always trusted you, huh? Pretty much. I mean, I've had Lightning for a long time, but I think he trusted me when we first met. And you don't have any skeletons in your closet? No memories you want to bury in the dark? No. Well, there was the whole Phrenergy thing, but that's off my chest now, so besides that, I don't think so. Damn. Damn? Why? You are good. Aw, thanks. Shut up. I mean, you're good. Excuse me. Wrong tone. Shut up. I mean, you're good. You're kind. You know all kinds of shit about Pokemon. You're a great battler. You're fit, and you can make friends with anyone. Wow. Are you just writing my dating website profile for me? Make sure to note I like guys too. Make it available for Blue, Silver. Red's available for him. Ugh, of course you do. Look, no one has all that unless they're trying to make up for something. There's gotta be something in your past. Something. Like, you used to be a fat ass who didn't know anything about Pokemon, and you had no friends, right? Fat ass! Nice one, Silver. Well, there was a time when I didn't have any friends, yeah. After that, I definitely became a lot more social. Or at least a lot more willing to take risks, socially. Sorry, I had to pause the recording for a moment. And, let's move on. Humph, knew it. Hey, is that a smile? Yeah, it's a hell of a relief to hear that you aren't as perfect as I thought you were. What's this all in service of, anyway? Huh? Why bother being everything you are? It'd be so much easier to just hide away, right? Be mediocre, fade into the background. Like you, Silver? I want to be a champion. So? Not like you need friends to do that. Look at Lance. Bastard's done it twice. And what does he have going for him besides an overcompensatory hairstyle? Maybe he doesn't need friends, but I do. Psh. I'm serious. I'm nothing without my friends. And I'm not being modest. I freeze up. I can't speak for myself. I can barely remember anything about Pokemon, and everything I know about battling goes out the window. I spent 4 years in Peloton without any friends, and... Well, I can barely remember anything I did then. I think I was kinda just in a dull haze. So, like up there on that stage then. Well, you need to get over that. Oh gee, thanks. Wish I'd thought of that. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for your Pokemon. They're relying on you. And if you can leave this world with at least one Pokemon you haven't disappointed, then you've won. What about one human? Yeah, that's not going to happen. I don't know, I think you can do it. Then prepare to be disappointed. Was that a joke? Are you so surprised? I'm a funny guy. I'm kinda surprised, yeah. I didn't know you told jokes. Most people don't get them. My humor's a bit dry. Well, what's your dream? International comedian? Whenever I close my eyes at night, I only ever have one dream. And I dream of an absolution. Yeah, dreams of an absolution like that song, Silver the Hedgehog's theme. Come on, you're what, 18? 17. I was pretty shocked when Silver revealed his age, so he's technically still underage. What do you have to be absolved of? Are you so privileged that you think just because you've never had a nightmare they don't exist? I've got a lot of nightmares in my dream journal, Red. I can't tear out those pages. I can only keep writing. So that's my dream. I'll never be able to forget what I was, but if I can outweigh it, then maybe I can die happy. So your first step in this absolution is to try and rehabilitate your father's former employees. Yeah, these idiots. That's not normally the kind of thing the son of a CEO has to do, even if his dad's company fails really hard. Yeah, well, my dad's company was always a family business, like he liked to remind me. What's your end goal with these guys? Huh? Like, what's your rehabilitation plan? What goalpost are you setting? How long do they have? What's your exit strategy? I yell at them when they act up. Not much of a plan. No, not much of one. I guess I'm just kinda hoping that one day they'll just wander away and not be my problem anymore. Maybe when I'm not looking, they'll get a long-term job somewhere, maybe even buy an apartment and leave. They bring me a lot of money. I don't ask where it comes from, I just try to invest it, get it out of this house as soon as I can. Here, take a wad. Silver tosses you a brown paper bag filled with 5,000 polka dollars. Holy shit, thank you so much, Silver. That helps a lot. Whoa! I don't really like to accept money from... Wait, where'd this come from? Didn't you hear? I said I don't ask where it comes from. It's more likely they'll try to rob a cop and get put away for a couple of years. Still not my problem. You've been talking a lot about how your dad's employees are, well, criminals, and I first met them when they stole Tia's hat. Yeah. What kind of business did your dad run exactly? Let me put it this way. When he did well, he was the only one who was happy about it, and when he went out of business, well, no one cared. Silver. He was a bastard, but he was the only one who knew how to handle these people, and they're disappointed in me because I'm not as cruel or tough as he was. Isn't that fucked up? Yeah, that is. You're nothing like your father, fortunately. You have trouble enforcing discipline, huh? Yeah, you could say that. I mean, some of these guys knew me when I was in diapers. The fact they live in my house now doesn't change that. Do you think you could use some help with your job here then? Well, yeah, but you're already helping by coming here to beat them up every once in a while. Glad I could be your enforcer then. I don't want that. Huh? Everything about my life is drenched in violence and authority and shouting and absolution and painful memories. I don't want to drag anyone, you, into that. I don't need an enforcer. I don't need more people who want to beat up others on my behalf. I just need a... Go on, Silver? Silver? I just need a friend. That's seriously heartbreaking. I'm starting to tear up a little. Please? Oh, and especially when Silver said please. Silver, did you really need to ask? Come on. I wouldn't have come out here if I didn't want to be your friend. Thank you. Your heart shifts as you feel your relationship with Silver evolve from classmate to friend. Hanging out with Silver will now convey an amount of EXP to Dark and Poison Pokemon in your party. This amount will grow the more points you have with Silver. What? Lightning started coughing. Something's coming out! Your bond with Silver earned you the Zubat Foreverall, Absol Megaverall, and Grimer Diverall. Now I can give Howlite this Megaverall, the Absol Megaverall, excuse me, and he can probably Mega Evolve into Mega Absol. That's cool. Yellow is overjoyed. You're welcome, Yellow. Okay, enough with the sad music, please. Let's see. Let's take a look at the socials. Okay, so my relationship with Dawn is Muse, and with Silver it's Friend. That's awesome. Well, maybe not the Muse with Dawn, but friend with Silver. That's fantastic. Okay. Oh, and no, I'll do that. I'll do that near the end. So the next person I want to rank up with is let's see, where is she? Jasmine. Rank up, find Jasmine. I've never seen her rank up scene before, unless it's new in this update. Maybe. You want to find Jasmine? Yes, go looking for Jasmine. Oh, she's at the recreation center. Ooh, she looks different. You walk into the pool and are somewhat surprised to see Jasmine in the water. Actually, she's floating in the air, as you can see. She appears to be deep in relaxation, as her eyes are closed, and she doesn't seem to notice you, though she's still standing. So, I'm doing this rank up scene with Jasmine blind, I'm not kidding. You see, this is why you can't go over the skip button, since I'm doing this for the first time. Would you like to swim laps? I can get out. Damn motorcycles or something. Afraid I don't have my trunks, and this vest soaks up water like a sponge. Oh, Red, you should have called out. I'd have addressed you much sooner. You look like you were having fun. You sit down next to the pool. Going for a swim? Or meditating? More so the latter. The water is nice and cool. I feel as though I weigh less in it. I can relax for a while. They do the same thing for elderly Pokemon, you know? A bit embarrassing, isn't it? Whatever you need to get you through the day. If it works for an old Mabostiff, I don't know why it wouldn't work for humans. Mabostiff? Who? Paldean Pokemon, Dark-type dog. I see. I like the Olivine City theme, by the way. Well, I suppose I should be getting out. If it's not too much trouble, might I ask you to give me a hand? Not a problem. Thank you. Now let me just... There you go, your signature pigtails. You watch Jasmine tie her hair up with practiced grace. You'd never imagine that even those small arm movements exhaust her, save for a slight tightening of the lips. There, hair up again. Don't I look presentable now? You're certainly a gift. What's up? Something wrong? Nothing overly so, but it takes a while for my body to adapt to the new pressure after getting out of the water. I'm not sure I'd even be able to tell the difference. I wonder... You look inquisitive. I don't know which one to choose. How did this happen, maybe? I suppose you've been through a good amount together? The whole student council fiasco? Yes, I suppose there's no harm in telling you. Though, I would ask a few moments to get changed first, if you don't mind. Of course not, go ahead. Jasmine walks away, so you occupy yourself with your phone. You suddenly realize, however, that you only heard her take a few steps away. You asked me a somewhat personal question. How did this happen? It's only fair that I ask such a question back to you, yes? Yeah, sure. When you see my body, what do you think? Oh, shit. Oh. So that's where we're going with this. I don't know. Oh my god, I might need to go back if I make the wrong choice. Well, you're beautiful. I'm sorry? I think I must have misheard you. You're beautiful. Oh, she's blushing. Did I do something wrong? Oh. Please excuse that question. I was just too curious. That must seem terribly vain of me to ask a question like that out of thin air, no? I think I get it. Oh? You probably have a difficult time getting a straight answer out of anyone, don't you? Yes, I must confess that's true. Very observant of you, Red. I'm sure you can't imagine why, given my various circumstances, people sometimes act with more tact than I need or want. And you thought because of my phrenergy that I'd have to give you a straight answer. I'm afraid you're quite right. Put like that, it doesn't seem rather mercenary of me, doesn't it? Nah, I get where you're coming from. Difficult, awkward questions, right? And if there's someone like me around who can't help but answer honestly, I can see why you'd want to use me. No offense taken. Did I say what you expected? Not at all, Red. I've never heard anything like that before, to be honest. Really? What about Grusha? You two seem very close. We are. We truly, deeply love each other, but it's a sort of love that comes from being forged in the same crucible of circumstance, and... we try to avoid talking about our health or appearance to each other. Both of us consider it a bit of a sore spot. That makes sense. Oh, your understanding of Grusha deepens. Yeah, we got some points with Grusha. Also, Personally, I don't see the need to make the distinction, but Grusha prefers I specify that our love is platonic. Yeah, I got those vibes. He probably just wanted to make sure people knew you weren't taken. He's thoughtful like that. Now please, pardon me, I should go get changed. Don't let me stop you this time. Okay. Jasmine comes back out and begins to walk steadily in a particular direction, beckoning you to follow. Where are we going? You'll see. Oh, look at that, nice dress. Oh, the seaport, nice. I got a Cramorant here. It tried to guzzle down lightning. Well, she tried to guzzle down lightning. Yeah, he's still pissed off about it. I like to come out here once in a while. On good days, it reminds me of home. That being said, I'm utterly exhausted. It will take a while for me to gather the strength to make the return journey. I don't suppose I might trespass upon you further and ask you to keep me company for a while? Of course, I wasn't planning on leaving anytime soon. You said this reminded you of home, right? I think I remember you saying you're from Johto? That's right, a harbor town named Olivine City. Well, I suppose it's not much of a town, it's a city, but it always felt like a town to me. It was smaller, cozy. Olivine, huh? May I guess that your biggest exports were olives, maybe grapes? Oh, I see why you would think that, but not quite. Olivine is actually a type of mineral. It's a green, brittle mineral with conchoidal fractures and poor cleavage. Olivine is another word for peridot. In Polish, it's olivin. Rock nerd? Admittedly, olivine is the only mineral I really know anything about, and those fancy words I said before basically boil down to it shatters. But I do find rocks and minerals interesting, passingly. Before Olivine became a city focused on shipping and transportation, it was famous for its mining industry. The first steel-type gym in the world was founded in Olivine, and the very first Steelix was evolved there as well. The city must have been very proud. The city must be very proud. Not exactly. The museum has much more of a gaze upon what happened here and let it never happen again bent to it. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that in this update, this is the new seaport. That other one was just a placeholder, as you saw in the top left corner. Sorry, I had to get a drink. That's a lot of reading. Anyway, the early days of Olivine's mining industry were much more unregulated. The metals from the mines would be flushed away with water gathered from the harbor. That water would then return to the harbor or seep into the ground, poisoning our aquifers. What? Oh shit. There were people who knew what the health effects would be, of course, but they considered it an acceptable loss. Those cruel men were largely punished and barred from the city. But the damage was done. The last 3 generations grew up with trace metals in all their water for years, and the effects have been... Well, I'm one of the lucky ones. I still have my mind, my reason. Not all were so lucky. So then, your health? Possibly. The contaminants caused many birth defects. The doctors think it likely that perhaps a genetic proclivity towards fatigue was triggered by the water. How did this stop? Like, what triggered the change? Science, education. As the citizens of Olivine became more educated, more and more individuals started to notice the patterns emerging. Education helps, ignorance is never bliss. The erratic emotional behavior of our parents, the sickliness and frailness of ourselves, and our children. Jeez, that's awful. A class action lawsuit was put together. In all fairness to the justice system, those affected earned a considerable amount of money. Which would be why I am now in Kobukan. But the town was still ruined. The cleanup operation would have cost billions. The water would still take years to rid itself of the toxicants. People like to think that it's just bad luck that there are people like me, that I'm an unfortunate victim of the universe's dice. More and more, though, it's clear that there are systems in place that have far more sway over the dice than those responsible would admit. After all, you can't punish bad luck. It's an easy scapegoat for those seeking to avoid punishment. That's so messed up. But, pardon me if I'm wrong here. The way you were talking, it sounded like you haven't lost all hope for Olivine. Was there more to this story? Of course. Because of every sword that falls, there will be a shield to rise up and meet it. This shield was my upperclassman, Eugene. Oh, sorry, Yusin. He changed his name. Yeah, I figured you were talking about that guy. Yusin. Well, sort of. He was a performer, a magician, and his stage name was Yusin, but then he started calling himself Yusin when not performing, and... Jasmine, I'm really interested in your story, just not this part. Noted. The point in that, in Johto, there is a legend of a certain Pokemon. This Pokemon is known as Suicune. The legendary Pokemon that Yusin is obsessed with. What, like an almost anagram of Yusin? I genuinely never noticed that. Oh yeah, Yusin is kind of an acronym, almost. Of Suicune, almost is, yeah. Anyway, yes. Now, the legend of Suicune says that it can purify any water it steps on. Yusin was determined to track it down and catch it so he could purify Olivine. Oh my god, he succeeded? In a way. Admittedly, he never caught Suicune, not for lack of trying, but he did find it, and he chased it all around Johto, and even Kanto. When telling the story later, he admits that for much of the chase, Suicune was always one step ahead. But right before its journey to Olivine, he managed to get Suicune in one place long enough that he was able to explain what he wanted. So he thinks Suicune listened to him and went to Olivine to purify the water on purpose? He dare not suggest such a thing, but it seems likely, yes. Wow. For his heroics, he was given the key to the city, and an invitation to join the local Pokemon Ranger team. He turned both down. All that mattered to him was that he eventually caught Suicune. Perhaps he forgot his initial goal in the thrill of a chase. Excuse me. He turned down both. All that mattered to him was that he eventually caught Suicune. Perhaps he forgot his initial goal in the thrill of a chase. But it's impossible to catch a legendary Pokemon, isn't it? Conventional wisdom would seem to say so. Of course, conventional wisdom told the children of Olivine to stop overreacting, and that everything was fine. The wisdom of the elders killed the children. Yeah, damn those elders, always trying to kill the kids with their fucking ignorance and whatnot. It was only... what could only be considered a foolish action that saved us. So perhaps conventional wisdom's guidance can be discarded when it comes to matters of legend. Seriously, I never could have imagined something like that would happen. After that big fight in Hoenn, many people think of legendary Pokemon as threats. And of course, there are those who, for thousands of years, have seen them as gods. I think the truth is probably somewhere in between. I think they are largely helpers when they feel like it. Not something we can rely on to pull us out of our messes, but not something we have to spend every walking moment on our knees to, or watching over our shoulders for. Just helpers, sometimes. Like people. Exactly like people. You sit on the dock together, watching the local Apom harass the sailors for a while. Damn those Apoms, they gave me hard times while I was training a Pokemon. I mean my Pokemon. Hey, Apom is a Johto native Pokemon, right? Yes, I believe so. I saw several in Olivine. They like to hang out, literally, at the ports there too. Why are they here? Like, at a port? Don't they normally live in trees? Perhaps it's the tall masts of the ships here. If they can steal enough food from restaurant garbage dumps in the area, the tall masts may be suitable replacement for their native habitats. Some unidentifiable berry goes splat as it lands on a sailor's head. He roars at the Apom, swearing bloody vengeance in a heavy Sinonian accent. Wow. The Apom just laughs. Damn that Apom, where's your shotgun? No, just kidding. Or maybe they just find it fun to torment the sailors here. Maybe. What was that? An APOM is coming here? What was that? What happened? Excuse me, sir? Jasmine gets up and runs up to one of the sailors, who's futilely swatting a newspaper at one of the nearby APOM. He holds a plastic cup in his hand. Eh? Yeah, miss, what's the issue? This ship, she just jettisoned a large amount of some clear liquid off the port side. Clear liquid? I don't know, it's probably just water. We gotta balance the water intake and output, you know? Not when the ship is docked. You should be taking in water when the ship is docked. Jasmine points towards some holes on the side of the ship, a few meters above the waterline. Besides, the ballast ports are there. This fluid came off the deck of the ship. The sailor looks stumped. He shrugs and talks into a walkie-talkie. Calling in, this is Eldritch, on the port. I'm getting a report. Well, actually, there's a little girl here who says we're emitting some sort of clear fluid off the top deck. Anyone check in on that? Yeah, no, I told her it was all ballast, but she says it wasn't that. Uh-huh. Okay, gotcha. The sailor lets out a big sigh and smiles disarmingly. Turns out they're just cleaning the top deck. That was just soapy water running off the top. The force of water was much stronger than simple runoff. The sailor snorts, starting to look a bit annoyed. Look, I don't know what you saw, so I can't tell you didn't see it, but I didn't see anything. The sailor looks directly at you. What are you looking at red for? What about you? You see anything? No, but Jasmine did. Well, that doesn't help us, does it? Now, mind if I get back to it? I'm taking my 15. Who owns this ship? I don't know, corporate does. She's called the SS Iron Whale. Jasmine looks at you, then back at the water, then back at you, then back at the water. Her eyes harden as she seems to come to some sort of decision. You're not going to jump in, are you? I overexerted myself. I'm sorry, I can't. Jasmine! Please, sir, can I have some water? Of course, during my 15. Yeah, of course, here. He offers the cup to Jasmine, who takes it gratefully. And then dives into the harbor. Jasmine, what the hell? I knew she was going to jump in. Miss? What are... Hold on! Man overboard! That's woman overboard. Oh boy. This is an interesting scene. You and Eldritch both dive in... Whoa, oh my god, at least Red can swim, that's good. You and Eldritch both dive in after her, after making sure that she's okay, and after she had signed a waiver signifying she wasn't going to sue, you and Jasmine begin the long walk back to campus. What? This is live action, isn't it? What the hell? After getting soaked... Or is this... No, that's not live action. That's probably one of the background paintings. Or artwork. After getting soaking wet for no good reason, you're not in the best of moods. Jasmine, however, seems to be humming merrily, despite the fact she is relying very heavily on your shoulder for support. It'd be cool if I knew what that was about. This cup. The plastic cup with sailor germs on it? The very same. Hey Red, where's your hat? Tell me you're not going to drink from it. If I'm right, I don't think anyone should drink from it. So you got a sample of that ballast water. What are you going to do with it? The first thing I'm going to do is refrigerate it. Grusha keeps a ton of popsicles in her room, so the freezer is a bit full, but there should probably be room in the fridge. The second thing I'm going to do is find out which company or person owns the SS Iron Whale. The third thing I'm going to do is bring it directly to Instructor Byron. He used to be a miner, you know, and he knows all too well the dangers of contaminants. I'm sure he has some sort of test he could perform to find out what's in here. Alright, but you need to not die of a cold first. Yes, this dress is far too thin for what I did. Perhaps not my brightest moment, but... well, I don't regret my actions. Perhaps I could be someone else's shield for once. I see you blushing, Jasmine. You sneak a peek at the cup Jasmine's holding. You're trying not to disbelieve her, but no matter how you look at it, it really does seem to be ordinary water. Well, whatever makes her happy. I'm about to fall. Huh? The cup! Quickly grab it! Grab the cup. You reach out to grab the cup, moments away from spilling its precious liquid, but Jasmine is caught at the last second by Grusha. Grusha, you run pretty fast, don't you? Tell me why it was so important that Red just caught a plastic cup full of water. Grusha, how good to see you. Sorry to interrupt your date. It's not a date, Grusha. Red is going after Blue, trust me. Oh, this? No, this isn't a date. Oh. What's up, man? Were you just in the area? Yeah, a little bit. Going to head out to the seaport to get some training in. Coincidences. We were just coming from there. That would explain why you were both soaking. I'm sure there's some kind of story here, but I've got to be honest, I really don't want to be part of it. So here's your water. I'm out. Okay, you mean you're outsies? Bye, Grusha. I got a hiccup. That was sudden. That was Grusha. He's a good man, but... well, it's fair to say he has some issues engaging with the world around him. Of course, I can hardly judge. I know what he's been through, what he's going through. Should I carry the water the rest of the way? That may be for the best. When I make some progress on my investigation into this fluid, would you like me to let you know? Absolutely, Agent Rose is on the case. Look at you with your sunglasses, the black glasses from Instructor Karen. And Jasmine was stunned for a moment. Where did you get those? Dark type class. Oh. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for aiding me so many times on this little misadventure. I find you very reliable, you know? It was my pleasure. Good day. Let's do it again, under drier circumstances. I may need your support again, both physically and emotionally. You got it. Your heart shifts as you feel your relationship with Jasmine evolve from friend to supporter. Hanging out with Jasmine will now convey an amount of EXP to Steel and Ground Pokemon in your party. This amount will grow the more points you have with Jasmine. What? Lightning started coughing. Something's coming out. Your bond with Jasmine earned you the Skarmory for Everall, Bunnelby Everall, and Magnemite Everall. Yellow is overjoyed. Yeah, I got a Skarmory Everall, didn't I? Maybe Titanium could have good use with it. Let me get a drink. Ah, that's better. And let's see, there's one more character I want to rank with for now, so I was thinking Janine. Rank up, find Janine. You want to find Janine? Yes, go looking for Janine. Here she is. Wait, isn't that... You're coming with me. So I am. Can you just ninjutsu me over there, or is that a one-person kind of thing? How much do you weigh? That's a pretty rude question to ask someone, Janine. About 185, I think. Right, can you compress yourself into a 3-foot cube? No. Then I guess we're walking. Hop to it. Sure thing. Okay, we're going to the battle hall. So, what's your goal? Why are you here on the battle team? Huh? This isn't where I thought this was going. Change your thoughts. That's where it's going now. Well, I mean, I'm kinda in the battle team because you opened the door so wide for me. It smacked a bunch of other people in the way. Funny. Yeah, I know why I wanted you in the battle team, but why'd you join? I want to be a Pokemon champion. Of Kanto? Any region. Kanto's my home, so that'd be really cool, but as long as I'm a champion, I'll be happy. Alright. Thanks, you can go now if you want. Really? You brought me all the way out here just to ask me one question? If I'd asked Dawn what she wanted before forcing her into the team, then you wouldn't have been matched up against her. That was a dumb move of me. I really screwed up there. Hey, you can't beat yourself up over that forever. I know you want perfection, but I don't want perfection. I need it, and now it's permanently unattainable. Well, I'd like to say thanks for sticking up for me when all that stuff about my power came out. Also, I probably never would have been able to make that speech if you hadn't, kind of pushed me into it. It's fine. I made a big mistake with Dawn. Two big mistakes, forcing her into the team, then letting you two get matched up. I didn't want to make another. I've got time. Why don't you ask me a couple questions? Sure. You also want to be a champion, right? Why? It was either this or take over my dad's old gym, and I don't know. A gym leadership isn't big enough. If I was a gym leader, I'd be one of 8, 16 actually, since the Indigo League merged. I told you I didn't want a part of something. I want the whole thing. I'm not going to be the 5th or 13th, stop on some random trainer's journey. I'm going to be their journey. I'm going to be the one they climb the mountains of defeat. Wow, that's pretty intense, but why does being number 1 matter so much to you? I come from a small city. A city, sure, but a small one. After they closed the Safari Zone, the only thing that city had was its gym, and its most famous gym leader left to join the Elite Four. Pretty much since I was a kid, I knew my future was set. I could have taken that gym leader position easily, but I also had every possible advantage. I'm the daughter of an Elite Four member. I called a two-time regional champion uncle. Before the Safari Zone closed down, it made my dad a ton of money, so we lived very comfortably. Oh, and I'm the heiress to the ancient shinobi techniques of Ransei. Beg pardon? The point is, I literally don't have a single reason why I shouldn't be able to be number 1. I have no weakness. Nothing is holding me back. That answer your question, Red? I'll be number 1 because I have no reason not to be, and I'm not going to stop at number 1 in Kobukan. I'll defeat Lance too, and become the first 3-time regional champion. Then I'm going for a world champion. You sound like Blue. Ugh, yeah, don't tell anyone, but I saw a lot of myself in him. I've got a question though. You said you called Lance uncle? He mentioned that when he was yelling at me during the quarter clashes, but I didn't think much of it at the time. Yeah, he actually visited Fuchsia a lot when I was younger. When I was younger, I thought he was just visiting because he had a crush on my Aunt Aya, but he later told me he actually visited because he was trying to get my dad to leave his gym position and join the Elite Four. So he did? Ha! No way. My dad turned him down for years. Years. But isn't Koga a member of the Indigo Elite Four now? Well, not right now. He's taking a quick break to teach us at the school, but he is, yeah. So what changed? Nothing really. Lance just asked enough what my dad gave in. Whoa, that worked? He asked every day, no matter what. Rain, shine, no matter where Lance started his day, at 5 p.m., he would show up at my family's door. We had him over for dinner a lot. I think what made my dad eventually cave was Lance became, well, my friend. I was a third his age, but he liked my determination, and I thought he was the coolest guy ever. He was so kind. Well, what changed? Not then. If he was kind, then how did he become such a prick? What happened? I'm not sure there's anything specific I can point at and say that's when Lance changed. He just got beaten down by losing so often, I think. I mean, he's one of the top 5 strongest trainers in the world, but he had to lose so many times to get there. I wonder if it was worth it. I wonder if he wonders if it was worth it. I'm kinda surprised you're so open. Like, you're pretty terse during practices, and you're kinda intimidating woman, you know, but you're just telling me all this stuff about you. I guess the whole you will obey persona is just to keep us in line? Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Ha, ha. But let me be very clear, I'm choosing to be open with you, because I think you're a good listener, and not a word of this conversation will leave this battle hall. I see you blushing, Janine! Oh, also, you will obey, okay? Although the butterflies in your stomach seem all but ready to burst out in a moment's notice, you're cognizant that this moment could very easily define your future relationship with Janine. Anything less than enthusiastic verbal consent will probably get Janine to back off. Yeah, Red's not going after Janine, he's going after Blue. Could you not do that? Oh, seriously? My bad, kinda disappointing, but I'll back off. Anyway, it's not really a persona, it's just, well, it's who I am. My first year as battle team leader. Do you remember how many team members I said I had? 62, right? Yeah, that's right. I accepted a ton of people into the battle team, pretty much because I was too afraid to turn anyone down, and I just picked whoever I thought were the strongest battlers. Which, I'm looking back on, was pretty much the people who talked about being the strongest the most. Yeesh. Yeah, imagine 62 Blues, who all think they know how to run the team, all of them convinced that they're the only one on the team who matters. 62 Blues? That'd be way too much. Red would have way too many boyfriends. He only just needs one, thank you. How did you survive? I stopped giving them choices. Seriously? There's gotta be more to it than that. No, I'm serious. I treated the team like it was a democracy that first year, and that was the biggest mistake I could have made. I'm in charge. I make the decisions. If I know what's best for someone, I'm not going to sit on my hands and let them make a mistake. Actually, my dad was the one who told me to, well, basically, remember I was in charge. I tried too hard to make everyone happy. Then he just sat me down and said, Janine, my daughter, Shinobi heiress, you must not let yourself be cowed by the masses. You must cut through their awful opinions like a shuriken. Look at that, her face changed into her dad's, into Koga's. I mean, at the time, I was kinda an edgy teen, so I didn't really... What the hell was that? Huh? Your face! It became... You looked... Sorry, what I meant to say was you looked exactly like your father there. Oh, that? Basic kunoishi disguise technique. Don't worry about it. Even if I try, I think I'm going to see that in my nightmares. Get over it. Yeah, okay. So, it was your dad who told you to stop giving the other battle team members choices? Kind of. What he really said was that I needed to have more confidence in my own, but it was the same outcome, really. So you've got a good relationship with him? Yeah, good enough. I mean, we butt heads all the time, but he's the one who laid out the red carpet for me. He's a bit disappointed I'm not trying to be the new fuchsia gym leader, but he can't exactly fault me for aiming higher. What about your mom? Killed by a rival ninja clan. What? God, you're too easy. Nah, my mom wasn't really in the picture. Aunt Aya kinda hinted that my dad might not have been married when I was born, so yeah, never knew her, never cared really. What a tough woman. Janine, I mean. And what about Lance? Sounds like he was almost family to you. What does he think about you attempting to be world champ? Everyone knows he wants that too, and he's been trying for a long time. He's fine with it. Huh, I guess I finally hit the wall. Run that by me again? I've been asking more and more personal questions, just waiting for you to eventually shut me down. And this is the first question I've asked that I don't think you're being entirely straight with me about. Aren't you perceptive? I hope you keep that up in your battles. I'll do my best. I'm really going to try to win. I ask for nothing less. Do you mean more? How about you just handle the battling and leave the figuring out who means what to me? Jeez. Alright. Now, shouldn't you get back to training? I don't want my precious battler resting on his laurels after all. Ah, she's blushing again. Stop that, Janine. Your heart shifts as you feel your relationship with Janine evolve from tool to battler. Your Pokemon resolve to work even harder to protect you from the scary woman. They don't quite get the social dynamics going on here. Okay, Savage gained experience points, and yes, she leveled up to 22. That's great. She's all caught up with her teammates. Okay, everyone is getting experience points. That's great. Thank you. What? Lightning started coughing. Something's coming out. Your bond with Janine earned you the Nidorandiverol, Seviper Foreverall, and Phalanx Foreverall. Yellow is overjoyed. Okay, yeah, let's check the social. Okay, so, with Yellow is right here. I'm at level 2 with her. 18 out of 30 points. Great. She's getting happier the more forever gems I give her. Despite keeping an eye out for Blue all day, you still haven't seen him at all. Perhaps that's for the best. Man, I love that theme. A rival appears. And Red is going to find Blue, isn't he? Weird. I wonder where... Alright, Red. I've got some questions, and you're going to answer them. Hi, Blue. Good to see you too. I haven't seen you all day. Yeah. Hi. Whatever. Questions. Sure, I'll answer what I can. Is it more questions about Lightning? I told you everything I know about how he works. It's not that. I want to know what happened on Saturday. Uh-oh. I laid out a nice shirt for the picnic Saturday morning. And trousers that define your thick thighs, man! And you had a shirt that revealed your man cleavage. Save that for Red, please. I know I did, but I ended up going out with Yellow in this old jacket. Maybe it's for the best. What's more, my ribs hurt like hell, and my pedometer says I took way more steps than I thought I had. Finally, my knuckles are bruised. Not like something hit them, but like I hit something. What's that about? Your eyes flit back and forth as you search for an easy explanation. Well, you know, I could think of a couple explanations that are almost theoretically possible, so, You cannot lie, but you also cannot tell the truth. A certain familiar fog starts to creep towards you once again, and your throat tightens. You cannot speak. Thank you, Blue. Snap him out of it. Hey! Don't go silent on me now. It was just a damn question. If you can't answer it without freezing, then just forget it. You let out a breath you didn't realize you were holding. I'm sorry. Whatever. I thought maybe you knew what this crystal shard I had was, but if you can't handle a damn conversation, just forget it. Crystal shard? Yeah. Pretty shiny, right? I wonder if Gramps would be interested in this. Blue shows you a shard of crystal in his hand. To your horror, it looks exactly like one of the meteorite shards that Lightning swallowed a week ago. Blue, where did you get that? Huh? I found it on Saturday. It was in my... Well, actually, I don't need to tell you where I found it, but it definitely didn't get there on accident. Nice grammar, Blue. It's supposed to be by accident. Your mind races with what this could mean. If Blue had one of the Azoth 1 fragments in his possession, does that mean he could make his Pidgeotto? Blue, I need you to give me that. Blue's hand immediately closes on the shard. Nah, I don't think so. Knowing you want it, this is gotta be something pretty important, right? Urgh. Oh wow, you're seriously mad. What could... Blue looks at this shard, then at you, then at Lightning on your shoulder. Oh, now I get it. This is one of those things that make Excuse me. Oh, now I get it. This is one of those things that made lightning so special, isn't it? Yes, it is. But look, it's really important no more of those get out, okay? You need to give it to Old Man Oak and... Nah, I'm taking this. Everything I've ever had, I took, and I'll take this, too. Wait, Blue, I'll battle you for it. Nah. Pidgeotto, how about a meal? Your eyes widen as Blue grabs a Pokeball from his belt and throws both shards and ball high into the air. Say goodbye to what makes your Say goodbye to what makes you special, Red! Now it's my turn to stand out! Gramps will have to study my Pokemon! It's my turn to... Lightning, grab the shard!
Pikachu!
Pidgeotto, don't let him! Get the... The two Pokemon collide in midair, sending the shard spinning off towards the floor as another one of Blue's Pokeballs go off. The Pokemon inside lands right in front of the shard.
Eevee?
Oh boy. Everyone, all four of you, Pidgeotto, Blue, you, and Lightning, are still for a moment, staring in horror at the curious fox-like Pokemon. Hey, Eevee, come on now. That's a pretty important piece of rock you've got right there. Why don't you just pick it up and save it to Pidgeotto? Why don't you just pick it up and give it to Pidgeotto? You know, your teammate, your mentor. I can see you sweating, Blue. Stop him. Make yourself useful and tell him to leave the shard alone. I can't command other people's Pokemon. Haven't you tried? Well, no, but... Hey, Eevee, why don't you go back into your Pokeball? Nice and easy, you know? No need to make this a thing. Ethan? You know just as much as I do that Blueberry's Eevee wasn't listening to a single word he said. Yeah, I can't deny that. I guess it makes sense that he'd get such a willful and stubborn Mon, though, like trainer like Mon. You know what's going to happen. Crap. Crap! Is Eevee going to get a new liberalization form? He's going through his evolutions. All 8 of them. Of course he's not going to evolve into any of them, I think. He's going to end up like Lightning. And that's pretty much the end of week 6. Yeah. That's a major cliffhanger right there. So, yeah, it took about... This update came out in February. I'm recording this in February as well. We all waited 3 months for this new update, and based on my predictions, I predict that week 7 is going to come out in either May or June. I don't know. We'll have to find out. And we might start off the week with Blue and Red with Professor Oak. I don't know. We'll have to find out. And I'm going to stop right here, so thank you, my healers, for joining me on this adventure. Feel free to give this video a like, and I'll see you in the next one. And don't get on my bitter side.